language, I realize how challenging it is. But a lot of these students haven't even been here more than 2 years. And to go from speaking another language to sitting here in front of you, telling what are very personal, sometimes emotional stories, is quite a feat. Let's have one demonstration. Let's imagine Monica. We dropped you in Japan and said, okay, in 2 years I want you to tell your entire life story in Japanese. Now, I want you to tell her everything's going to be okay and that we embrace her, we're glad she's here, and she'll make it.
In Japanese? 最初は日本語を喋るなんて大変だと思うけど、もしも一人ぼっちになった時に誰かに助けを求めたらみんないい人の方だから助けてくれるし大丈夫です。
Good luck, Monica. You have a head start then.
Yep.
Just want you to understand how challenging this is, how emotional it is to do something like this in front of people. And I'm glad you're all here. I trust you who are in here. So without further ado, I think they're nervous, I'm nervous, so we're going to pull their notes out randomly. We'll have them tell their stories. I have some questions prepared for them that they, I should say, have created themselves. And afterwards, if time permits, I hope it does, I've got some slips of paper where you could create some questions you might like to ask some of the individuals up here. Any questions? Bruno. Stefania. Come on up. If you like, introduce yourself.
Again, I'm from Mexico.
So, I'd like to know what city you came from in Mexico, when you came.
I'm from Coahuila, it's Guadalajara, Mexico.
Okay. And when did you come?
I came less than 2 years ago. I have actually like 1 year and 10 months here.
And what was it like in Torreon?
It was so difficult to live over there because, you know, the economy is not that good in Mexico. And now the city where I live, there have to be like too many wars and shootings every single day between the cartels and police, and it's kind of difficult because you don't have the freedom to go outside and, you know, have a social life with your friends, even with your family. And it's like, you feel like so oppressed over there. So, because you can do like anything over there. So it's kind of like so difficult to live without like every day, even though like you're going to school, you don't even know like what's gonna happen to you, because maybe there's gonna be a shooting at your school, maybe at the mall, maybe anywhere to go.
I can't imagine living under that sort of fear. I understand there's a lot of violence in Mexico. Did you lose anyone close to you, or did you have anyone involved in some of this violence?
I didn't lose anyone. Actually, my brother, he was kidnapped because it was like 3 years ago. He was working with my cousin, and they sell cars, and like, you know, every day they were changing the cars. So it's supposed to be like, you know, you sell the cars to people, and well, if you get some, you sell some. And there's some people on the streets, and they communicate by radios, and they see like the people who has, you know, like a good job, or maybe they have money, or they have a nice car. And well, they working in that, one day he got a call and there was a man who wanted to buy a car from him. So they made an appointment when he went for it. Well, someone kidnapped him and I called him and like we didn't know about them for like a day or something and it was awful.
Well, now that you've left that behind, could you describe how you felt when you first came here, some of the difference?
Well, first it was kind of like I didn't feel any good because I miss all my friends, all my family, my city, everything in the language. When I first came here, I didn't speak like any English. I didn't know how to communicate, like not even the basic things. It was so difficult for me, and weird. Like I feel now that I pass over that, and now that I can communicate, I feel really good. Because I feel like here I have so much freedom than I did before. Now I can express myself. I can just have my nice friends and go anywhere I want to. It's great.
Imagine it feels a lot better. But in this first week or so of school, your first couple of months, what do you remember was some of the greatest challenges?
Well, I remember that I have a teacher and he used to speak Spanish. Well, I tried to communicate with him and talk to him, and he will help me in my job and my classes. But he didn't he always was speaking to me in English, and I was so frustrated with him because he was the only one who could explain to the others what I wanted or what was my questions or my problems. He didn't help me at all, and I was so mad at him. And I had 3 classes with him last year, and he made me fall in all his classes. I was so mad at him, how was that possible? I didn't speak English. And then after a couple months, I understand his purpose, and it was I should never give up, and I should keep trying because now I speak English, and it's not that good. I do, and I really learn from him.
When I analyze your story, I see this beginning where you're not free to speak because of the oppression, because of the carteles and the fear. And then you move here and you feel like you're free to express yourself, but the language prevents you.
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm so proud of you now because look at you, you're telling your story to this audience, and before you leave them, what do you think they should learn from the whole story?
But you should never give up. You should keep trying, even though you think that you're done with it and you think you can't anymore, and it's so difficult for you and maybe it's so hard to make that. For me, it was learning English to adapt to a new culture, to a new country, new friends, everything. And then being far away from my family, I just wanted to give up. And, I was so suffering, but now I see it behind me, and I'm so happy that I've been through all of this. I keep trying and I keep doing it because I'm still learning English. And
Thanks. Getting this big bad folder again. Don't look so scared now. Don't be afraid, young, I can sit next to you. Heidi, see you.
This is Ai Mizuno from Japan. I'm living here about 2 years here.
Thanks again for being here, for being brave. Tell us, what was your life like in Japan, and how did you feel there?
Life in so normal, like simple. I hug my friend and I hang out with them, and I have grade not so bad and not so good. And yeah, I feel so comfortable every day in my life in Japan.
If you were so comfortable, what made you decide to come to America?
Almost reason I came here is because my dad got job me here, but I have choice to live here, move to here or live in Japan. But I choose to come here because I'm not meaning life in Japan was boring, but I want to feel something new things, and I want to feel some new experience.
Well, it must have made you nervous, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you first came here, in your first day of school, what was that like?
It was horrible because I learned English in my country too, but it wasn't enough for me. So people asked me questions because I was a new student in school. But I couldn't understand what they're talking about. And if I understand what they're talking about, I couldn't answer because I couldn't.
So you went from a place where you felt really comfortable. Did you feel comfortable here in your play?
Of course not, because I couldn't find a friend. And first day of school, I was wearing clothes looks like boys, and some lesbian girls wear clothes like boys. So first time people saw first time me, they thought I'm a lesbian, but I don't even lesbian. I didn't know about that, so I feel so awkward when I heard, "Are you lesbian?" So I never wear that kind of clothes anymore in here.
Well, it sounds like the hallways put you to the test, and then of course, in our big bad American school system, it was like we give you a test every day, doesn't it? For those of you who don't know, ESL students have to take this really comprehensive test of their English abilities, reading, writing, speaking, and they have to pass that to pass out of ESL classes. And I'd like to know what it was like when you first took that.
I was so nervous because I don't usually talk with people in here because I was scared to speak English, and if I speak wrong way, they're not gonna understand me. So I didn't get used to speak English. So writing test was fine, but I'm very, very nervous when I was taking test, speaking test.
And what happened in the speaking test?
My teacher asked me two questions, but I understand some of them, but I couldn't understand most of them, and I couldn't answer the questions.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I finished it, but after finishing, the tear of vaccination. Vaccination filled my eyes, and I couldn't stop crying.
Did Miss Lyon then kick you out of the room?
Kinda, because they have students, they have to take tests too.
Did you cry all by yourself?
No, she tried to stop crying me, but I still still couldn't stop crying.
So what happened?
Then my social study teacher, Mr. Watson, came to the class and he saw my crying. When he saw my crying, he was surprised, but he tried to make me stop crying. And he told me that if I went to Japan, I couldn't speak Japanese. So you're speaking English better than me. Like if people went to a place that you don't know language. So he told me you will be get better. So don't worry about it.
Well, you have gotten better. Here you are. You've made it. You have this audience of people listening to you. You've left a place where you were comfortable, came to one where you weren't, and here you are. What's your message for them?
I want to say, if you want to change, you have to leave place you feel comfortable. Like, if you stay in place you feel comfortable, it's never gonna make you change. You know, because you have nothing to learn new things.
See, I think this applies not just to a country where you speak the language, but in our hallways. We have, in our lunchrooms, I see this segregation. White tables, black tables, rich tables, poor tables, gay hallways, straight hallways, and I don't see as much integration as I would like, and I think a lot of that is because people are afraid to leave their comfort zone.
But I hope people are like to different place, like more comfortable place to make your world more bigger. I think that's make you big change for your life.
The change makes you stronger, doesn't it?
Yeah, like me.
Like you.
Too much emotional appeal? It's you.
Hello, my name is Anike. I am from Africa. I was born in Congo, but I was raised in Tanzania refugee camp.
Thanks again. I understand you're here because of a war. What was the war about?
First of all, when the war started, we was in Congo. I was a little girl, so from what I've been heard, is that just some people wanted more power, and they could not agree with who have the power, who's like the president, and like they fight to change that.
So who were these people who wanted power?
There was just like actually the people who actually live there, not like a person from a different country or anything.
Fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah.
How did the war and these people, how did they affect your family?
They affect my family because we had to go from Congo to Tanzania to be safe. And in Tanzania, we did not know anybody. We didn't have a place to live. We didn't have friends. It was just there. We didn't have money.
Did your family leave anyone behind? Did you lose anyone in the war?
My mom, she actually did lose a lot of people in her family, but it was not in the same war. It was a war from Burundi because my mom and dad, they're from Burundi. So they lost a lot of people.
So when you moved to Tanzania, you said you lived in a camp, is that right?
Yes.
Would you describe that place to us?
That place, the first time, like, I really, like, got to know that place, it was actually scary, because, like, I'll see, kids, there was, like, the kids who didn't have, like, enough money, they have, like, these clothes that, like, if you see to a kid, you sit, you, like, just, like, tears will come out of you. And some of them, I think they had diabetes. I don't know. I guess so, because they had a big bear, and I didn't know what was wrong with them, but I know they was really like hungry. They didn't have food. They didn't have anybody to provide their needs. And when I got used to it, it was like a home. I was happy. I had friends. We had a house. And it was hard, but it was actually like a place I call home.
I understand there was school in the camp. What were some of the differences between that school and this one?
The school, it was very different because teachers will actually beat you up if you are late to school. They will hit you if you miss any question. If like they ask you to go to the board and you do it and you don't get it right, they will hit you. And if they, like sometimes they will ask you to get on your knees and then like on the rocks, just like be on your knees on the rock and stay there for like maybe the whole time class is over. To eat, we had to go home. I think it was like we had to go from. It depends on where you live. I think I had to walk for 2 hours from school to home. I'm not sure. We had to go running. It did not accept it. It doesn't matter how far you live or how close you live. You have to get to school at the same time, and you have to walk home, and then go in and have to come back to school. So for me, it was like running from home to school, not stop. If I stop, I would be late.
You mean there weren't big yellow school buses with angry drivers?
No, there was not. Not even close.
Well, I understand that your dad had to leave you all in that camp for a while. Why did he leave, and how did you feel while he was gone for that year?
My dad, he knew he was not providing us. He didn't have enough things to take care of us, enough money to take care of us. So he had to go out of that camp to find a job. But he can't. He left us, me and my mom, which it was a very, very hard time for me and my mom. My mom didn't have a job. She didn't know a lot of people there. And for her to provide me, she had to like plant gardens, make tomatoes, like all those things. And she had to go in the woods to get wood to cook with. And I was very like mad at my dad for going because I actually did not understand why he had to leave and leave my mom. So like have to go through all that. Like sometimes she would go we'll go like a place and then cry. And then she would tell me everything's gonna be okay.
glad you're here, and glad you made it. And it might make you feel better now to think of what you might miss the most, or what you would, something happy about where you lived.
It's probably, it sounds really like not cool for you guys. I miss going to school with walking, running, coming home, running. I miss cooking the way I used to cook without using gas, just turning on gas. I miss going to get water for maybe like 10 minutes or 20. And I miss hanging out with my friends, going to a mountain and see all those beautiful things.
Well, I got good news. When you graduate, we have that barbecue, and we'll let you collect all the wood and build the fire, and you can cook over it. I know there's a lot we can learn from this, but what do you want them to learn?
I want you to learn that you never know where life takes you. Just go with it and don't think everything's over, because you will never know what to expect. Bad things happen so good things can happen. So good things will happen if bad things is happening. And just know life is a journey. And know that this fire thing, these things we use, there is a lot of ways you can do those kind of things, like waters in the house. Some people don't have that. And just know that there is somebody out there that's really struggling. If you are using those kind of things really in the wrong way, know there's like somebody out there really needing it more than you do.
You mean we don't need all our machines?
No, you don't.
Thank you so much, Enrique. You didn't bring your own tissues, that's your fault.
Hi, my name is Yannick. I'm 18, senior, from Cameroon.
I understand when you were in Cameroon that your parents had to leave the country. Why?
Well, they had to leave because, first of all, my dad he obtained a scholarship to finish education in Germany. And my mom just wanted to experience the world, and also she wanted a better job.
What did it feel like? How old were you, and how did it feel to have them leave you there in Cameroon?
I was a baby, and I don't even remember when they left me. It was me and my older brother. I felt like an orphan for 13 years. I was just a kid that hoped that one day the sun will become brighter and I'll be happy again. And I lived with struggle for
stay? Who took care of you?
I stayed with my aunt, who's my mom's sister. I lived in a house full of females, and I was the only guy. It's a little shame, but I had to go with it.
Well, why did you come to the U.S. and how did you get here? What was the trip like?
The trip was a little scary because, well, when I first got to the Cameroon airport, it was easy because everything was written in French and English because that's the official languages. But once we departed from Cameroon to Switzerland, I couldn't find my way to my destination. Like I had tickets, he told me everything, like where to go, but I couldn't find it. So I had to, it was me, my brother didn't speak any English as well, so it was scary. But all of a sudden, we found a way to where we were supposed to be.
So, when you made it, did you come to live with your family again?
Yes, I did. And it's a little challenging because it's like living with people you know are there, but you don't know who they are. So you're learning about them every day. They're your parents, yes, but I have to learn about them. I have to learn about what they experience. And
Well, you said you have to learn about them. What do you want to know?
I want to know why they had left us, because I feel like they left because they had priorities. Like my dad wanted to go to Germany just to finish school, he didn't think about me. My mom just wanted to go experience the world, she didn't think about me either. And they went separate ways. My mom went to Italy, my dad went to Germany. Then, boom, I'm here in America with all of them. But I want to know, what I really want to know is why they left me. Like, why didn't they just took me with them instead of just leaving me? I feel like they were thinking about themselves instead of not thinking about the entire family.
What should, first, did you learn from this? And then, I don't know what they should learn from this.
What I learned from this is, I understand that people have priorities, but I'm not just going to talk about me, I just want to put it in general. You put someone in a situation, like, you would put someone in a situation without, I don't know how to make this easy. You place someone in a situation because of the fact that you have to do something, and whatever you place that person in could affect them because you don't know how it feels to them. It feels great to you, but you don't know how it feels to them. So you have to think ahead before you act, you take actions. No, that's it.
Well, I have one other question. I don't mean to keep grilling you, but you seem like a very strong person to me. I mean, me and Mr. Bernardi call you the old wise man. Did you know that?
seem old and wise to us. Something good has happened. How have you become the Yannick you are? I mean, why so strong?
The Yannick who I am today is the Yannick who used to be. I used to think of myself. I used to do things on my own. I used to be independent as a kid. And now I'm dependent to my parents. And during the summer, during the fall, I'll be independent again. So it's a phase.
I'm not sure you ever stopped being independent. I think you, at least in your mind and your behaviors, you always have been. And it sounds to me like there's a real balance between thinking about yourself, what you want, and thinking about how your actions affect other people. And it seems to me that you being left alone has made you independent. You might even thank them for that, but it also sounds to me like they have something to learn.
Yeah.
Thanks, yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm going to cherry pick here. Make sure we get one. You know about this guy. That's it. Come on.
One really important question I've seen so far, I think we do need to ask, just to be for those of you who've spoken already, we'll get to questions for the last three after. What are you grateful for? Here in America, I think there has been a lot of opportunities offered to you, and we haven't talked about it.
Well, I'm grateful for being here because now, I'm in high school, I'm senior, I'm going to college, and I think I'm going to have a better life than I will do in Mexico. Grateful because I'm going to have a better future, I'm going to have a career, and just for being here.
I am grateful for my mom. She been through a lot with me, and I'm grateful to be far away from home, to see all these different cultures, and to learn, to have experience from all this.
A lot of them want to know if you're going back. I want to know too. Are you going to get this beautiful American education for free and then go home? Never visit your English teacher again or your math teacher again? They also want to know what you might change about your past and if you would at all.
For me, yes, I would go home. There is a lot of war, a lot of violence and stuff, but it's home, and I really love there. And about my past, it's something I always try to not remember, to not talk about, because it always brings me tears, which is something I don't like. But yes, I would go home.
That must mean you're staying. Awesome. Someone else has written something that, I'm not even sure it's a question, but you should know.
They say you have so much to offer every American who crosses your path. You have so much to learn from you about what's really important in life. This person asks, to each of you, now that you've been here for a while, understand how incredibly valuable and special you all are. Whoever wrote that, hallelujah. We're running out of time. Those of you who have to leave, or if you care to, you might want to meet these people before they're gone forever and move back to Japan or Cameroon or Burundi. So, would you like to meet them, or do you want me to keep asking them questions? I see the same question. Would you all change your past?
You can't really change your past, but you can do greater things in the future.
Some of them want to know who has had the biggest influence on you.
I like to say Mr. Passon because he made me stop crying and he made me change. Because I used to didn't talk to people because I already said that I was scared to talk with people, but I realized that made me more bad because that never made me get my English knowledge well. So he made me. He is my teacher, made me influence the most.
That was the bell. If you have to leave, we're going to take a short break between the classes. So relax a bit, have yourself some water. Like to know what happened in the war. Describe how old were you? How you felt?
I was in the third grade. It was on Thursday day. I was at the school, I remember that. You know, just living normal life, you know, happy, you know, playing with my friends and making fun, you know. After, you know, school finished, you know, went back home, news walking. I saw, you know, a white truck in front of my door. And my dad was loading stuff in. I was wondering what's going on. Went down and asked my mom. She was pretty busy. She didn't seem, you know, happy. So I was like, what's going on? He said, don't worry, just go help her, Dad. I'll tell you later. I was like, just tell me what's going on. He said, you know, Americans are going to, you know, invade Iraq. And, you know, we live in the capital, which is Baghdad. That's the first city they're going to attack. So we got to go to another place, which is safer, you know. So we went to Western Iraq, which calls heat, you know, left my neighbors, you know, left my garden, which, you know, that was my very good friend at that time. You know, get in the car and left there. It's about like 7 hours, you know. After, you know, we got there, city was pretty, you know, different, you know, because I've never traveled when I was there. It was all surrounded by desert. We stayed in a room with like a bunch of people, you know, sleeping So after like about 2 hours in the morning, when I woke up, my uncle came in and he said, he was talking to my dad and said, we found your house. So, got a packup truck, got all our stuff in it, went there. It was a very, very small house made out of mud, all spiders everywhere. It was like beside, like on the coast of the Euphrates River. I don't know if you guys know about it. It was like in the middle of kind of like forest of palm trees. I did not like that place. I was kind of scary. It was kind of cold at that time. And just when it was kind of fun though because like I said, I didn't have to go to school, and I had my my cousin and my brother with us, and my entire family. After that, just experience life without clean water, life without gas. We used to live in a very big house. We had everything. But when we went there, there's no electricity. There's no clean water. There's no gas. So we had to go get wood to put fire. We had to and at that point, life was kind of good though.
I understand eventually you went back to Baghdad after the American invasion. Describe it for us. What did you see? What was it like? What happened?
See, after living 2 months in Heat, which is that other city that I talked about, my dad got raided. It was dangerous at first. After 2 months, my uncle said he went to Baghdad and came back and he said, it seems fine, like we can go, it's kind of safe. So, at that night, I remember I did not sleep because I really missed my home, which I still in the same country, Iraq, that's where I'm from, but it's another city, different city. I miss my neighbors. I miss the school that I did not like at first. I want to see my friends, I want to see my teacher. It was just 2 months though. I did not sleep at that night, at 4 a.m. or 5 in the morning. My dad came with a car and he called me to wake up everybody and, get the stuff, So, I wake up everybody, packed up everything, and we headed to Baghdad. All I remember, because I did not sleep the other night, I slept at the car because I was so sleepy. All I remember is my mom waking me up, and she was crying. She was like, wake up, to all the soldiers. I woke up, where we are? She said, Baghdad. What's going on, City was destroyed, soldiers everywhere, tanks, burned car, some dead soldiers, helicopters everywhere. People are stealing stuff from schools, you see people carrying desks and stuff from schools, robbing everywhere. I started to cry, this is not my city. I said, no, let's go back to Heat. I don't want to go here, this is not my city, this is not where I live at. It was all scary, seeing people with guns, which are, American soldiers. That was so scary, You know, they try to escape in a helicopter, kill them, you know, they're dead. A lot of my cousins, you know, dead. You can't know anything about one of my uncle, dead. After like 3 months of living, we're back to school. Half the class, there were no friends. You know, I did not see, like half of my friends, where are they? They're dead. The teachers, you know, tried to say that, you know, they travel, but, you know, you can't hide stuff like that, you know, news like that. You know, they won't travel, they were dead. Half of my friends are gone. That's, you know, just living a good life, and my life after 2 months, just, you know, going to another city and going back and seeing like a bad dream. I wanted to get out of that dream, you know. That was so scary. You know, after about 2 years of living it, you know, a tough life, you can't get out your house, you know. Bombs everywhere, fire, gunfire, you know. After two years, they kidnapped my dad because he used to have money. You know, we had to sell every single thing that we had, every penny that we worked to get him back. Eventually, the good thing is we got him back. You know, we sold everything. Money does not worth anything, you know, except for his life. And we got him back. That was a good thing. After that, we moved to Syria, to another country. We lived a very, 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 very poor life for 6 years. It was kind of poor country. They don't have jobs for their own people, so how can they afford jobs for us, you know?
Most of us can imagine how challenging it must have been to be run out of your city, come back, find it that way. And I think most of us assume that Iraqis, they must think some terrible things about Americans, about the people that did this to your life. And I'd like to know the truth. What was your perspective about Americans then, after the invasion? And how about now?
Well, when you see a guy with a gun and everybody's caring from him, that's enemy. A person who kills people, your own people, that's enemy, you know. We did not call for George Bush and said, hey, George Bush, come help us. We had freedom first. But, you know, I don't want to talk about politics. You know, eventually it happened. You know, I looked at them as enemies, you know. I did not like them. You know, everybody was, if you want to describe a bad person in Iraq, even now, like if you want to say, oh, you're bad, you don't say you're a devil or you say you're a Bush. I mean, that's how people take it, because they did not like it because they, you know, destroyed our country, our city. A lot of our lovely friends are dead, so I looked at them as enemies. Now, when I came here, everybody loves me. I said, yeah. Right now I'm talking to Mr. Buchanan, you know, he's my best teacher, and my math teacher, and all of you I'm talking to, you know. I don't think that anybody here hates me, you know. We're just all human, we're all people. What I learned is, look outside the window. you know, that World Trade Center and stuff. We don't like them. Me, as a Mustafa, I'm gonna say, I don't like them. You know, no, if you go to Iraq, they don't like them as well. People there don't like them. But many of people, and I don't blame you. You know, I don't blame anybody here because it's not your fault. It's what you hear. It's what you see. And you know, like what he asked me, what does looking outside the window mean, is to know the reality. Go outside, just not stay inside and look at the TV. Go outside and see the reality. Look for it.
That's me.
Everyone, go get a child. Sorry, you say it better than me.
Hi, my name is Julia Child. I'm 18, I'm a senior. I'm from Europe, Ukrainian. It's not Russian, but it's Ukrainian. So I'll let you know. Okay?
Thanks. So what was your life like in Ukraine?
I was an orphan for 15 years. My beautiful mother, she's sitting right there. She adopted me 3 years ago. So, yeah.
Let's go back a little further before you became an orphan. Who were you close to?
The closest person that I ever had was my grandmother. She was like the person that, I don't know, like, she's like diary, like a dog, or I don't know, like she was the person, was my best friend, my best grandmother that I ever had. Why? Because my mom and my dad, they were in a bad relationship. My mom, we were a really, really poor family. You know what's gypsies, don't you? Know that? They're like hippies people, like, girl garden, they try to find a way, like, trying to find their way to help themselves find a job and find money, food, everything. So I'm half of it apart because my dad, he's a gypsy. And so my mom always stayed working, and she was trying to find money for me and for my 5 other brothers and sisters. And my dad, I don't even remember my dad actually. So, yeah. And I stayed always with my grandmother, and so is my brother. He's a little bit older than me. Like, he's probably 21 right now. Whenever my mom leaves my grandmother, I have to stay with my grandmother, and she always reads books and makes it dinner, and we always go to sleep with her. The most thing that I loved about my grandmother, that whenever I went to the bath, I curled her hair because I didn't have a pacifier, and I couldn't snap my fingers because, I don't know, because you don't have a pacifier, so just curl your grandma's hair. And my brother, actually, he sucked 2 fingers, and he stopped sucking his fingers, he's probably when he was 17, because, you know, we were poor, we couldn't afford anything. So, yeah. And one day, we were sitting, I'm sorry, my dad has a brother, so he's my uncle. And he was a drug dealer. He was really, really bad in drugs. And so one day, my mom told my grandmother that she's not gonna come a little late home, or she's probably gonna stay working a whole night. And when me and my grandmother and my brother were having a dinner together, a man knocked on the door, and he was asking for my grandmother medication because she was a nurse. Our village was really poor, and she was working in the hospital, but it wasn't like a hospital, like a rich hospital. It was like a poor hospital that if someone got really sick, and she can help them out, give them medication. And so, and my uncle, he was a really bad drug dealer, and he thought that she can give him like pills to get high or something like that. And I can see, like, I was 3 years old, and I don't know if you're gonna believe me or not, but I can see her fear. I can see how she was so scared of him that something was just gonna happen. And I was scared too because he was an ugly uncle. Yeah. And so my grandmother, she really she was so scared, and she's telling him like, go away, I don't want to see you anymore. And she shut the door really fast. And I was so interested to ask my grandmother what happened and who was he. And she's like, we need to hurry up, we need to go to sleep. And like always, I was curling on her hair and like falling asleep. My brother's up there snapping his fingers, and my grandma's up there reading a book for us. So my grandma always wakes up and makes breakfast for us. But the day when I woke up first, and when I woke up, my grandma, I'm sorry. My grandma was dead. When I woke up, I had blood all over me. Sorry. And my brother was laying up there, and he was crying. And he was older than me, but he was laying up there and crying. And I thought, maybe I should run somewhere and get some help, because I thought she was still alive. But she wasn't. After my grandma died, I didn't have anybody close to me, because my mother died when I was 3 years old. My dad left me when I was 3. He went to jail. And I've been in orphanage since I was 3. I always wanted someone to love me. And I always want someone who has a good family and have best friends who would always be there for me and cry for me. Who I've seen someone die, or someone who you love who die. And when my mom died, she was really sick, tuberculosis. She died from. When she was pregnant, when she was pregnant with me, she was sick, so I got it. And my dad always blamed me that my mom died. And my dad never took me back home. I never seen my sisters. He took them home. He took my brothers home. But he always blamed me because my mom died when she was pregnant with me. And he got a new family. I never seen my dad. And I've been in an orphanage. I've been in probably 5 or 4 orphanages since when I was little. And I've been in a hospital. And because I was sick when my mom was pregnant and tuberculosis. And when I had a best friend, 3 people, 2 people, Ivan and Alex. I don't know if you know them or not. They're my brothers right now. And they were my best friends since when I was little. But when I was moving on, I learned so much things that when you're alone, you don't have anybody to talk to. But then when you meet with so many people, you I don't know how to explain. Sorry. Okay. I met with so many people that don't have parents. Their parents died when they were little. And right now, I have a good choice and chance that my mother and my father adopted me. Right now, I have a new family. And I'm so happy that I have her. For 3 years, I have her because I never had a mother. And right now, I'm so happy because I have a mother. And I want to be a police officer. And I want to go to the military because of her. She gave me a chance to be something in this life. So, and I want to be a police officer because my uncle killed my grandmother. I wanted to help every person who I can that take them to jail who does drugs and who I don't know, who breaks the law or who kills someone. I just want to pull them from this place and make the whole world be in peace. Because I want our world to be peace.
You should probably go hug her now. Try to introduce yourself, or would you like me to introduce you?
My name is Rania. I'm from Iraq.
Sounds like maybe Louie's story was so emotional for not just her, but for everybody. Maybe we should take a minute, take a deep breath, relax a bit. Everybody look at Katisha and her smile on her cheeks. Makes you feel better. I can't imagine how challenging it is to tell those kinds of stories.
can't imagine because I've never been through such a thing. But I know after the tears go away, I think you'll feel better about it, feel stronger, because to do this, to be here, to accomplish what you've all accomplished, proves that you're stronger than that thing. Whatever it was that's caused you to cry, whatever it was that caused your life to change. And you should be proud of yourselves, not just Talia. And Rania, you should be equally as proud as these people because you're here as well. Your English is great, and you got a story to tell. You do it? I mean, tell us, why did you come to the United States?
I came to the United States because, the war in my country, we couldn't live there anymore.
What exactly happened in 2003 to you and your family?
Before the war, everything was normal. We was living our life so normal. And in 2003, America went to attack Iraq, that's the capital. So we decided to move to Syria because the war will be just in Baghdad. So we moved there, but my dad and my dad's family, they stayed in Baghdad. They didn't want to move with my mom's family. And we just, my mom and me, my sister, we moved with my mom's family to Syria. And America changed the date to attack Iraq. They go to put in the date. So my mom decided to go back to my dad because she said she can't live with him alone there, and she wanted to be with him. So we went back. We tried to tell him to come with us and stuff like that. But he refused. He was like, no, I'm gonna stay with my family. I'm gonna go to Damascus. So after that, the Iraqi border closed. We couldn't go out anymore. So we planned to go to other states. So all of us went to another state. All my dad's family, me and my mom, we went to another states. And we stayed there for when America attacked.
What was it like in this other state?
It was so different. Imagine you live in New York, and then you live in New York and you go live in a farm. Like that. Everything was different. Kitchen and animals around me, chickens.
So you were a city girl in the country?
No streets, all mud, no electricity, no technology at all. Even bathrooms were so old. The old way, the whole.
Well, what happened next?
After the war, after Saddam Hussein not president anymore, we went back to Baghdad, and everything was different. Helicopter flying around you. Every 10 minutes, American soldiers stop you and take you out from the car and look in your stuff. It was a mess. We had pictures of trees. Everything was a mess, broken and garbage everywhere. So we went to my aunt's house, and we was taking our bags So my aunt's husband, he took off his shirt, and he was wearing another shirt under his shirt, and it was white. He took it off and it was like this, the helicopter. And the American soldier was this, like this, okay. And he flew away.
Did you remain in Baghdad? You stayed?
Like
How long?
from 2003 to 2006.
What happened in 2006?
Like many people die. I mean, bombed a lot. No freedom. Can go out of your house. Like terrorists attack schools, kill children. So we couldn't live where we went. I mean, yeah, we moved to Syria. Went back to Damascus.
And what was it like there in Syria?
When we moved to Syria, it was a little different. I mean, Damascus looks a lot like Baghdad, like my city, but like the people is different. Even if they are Arabic people, we have the same religion, everything, the same culture, but still it's different for us. We have different accent. They was a little bit mean to us because of the prices. Like they said, everything was cheap before Iraqis come. Now everything is expensive. Even the tomato is expensive now.
Did you go to school in Syria as well while you were there?
Yeah,
What was it like?
went to school. The people were so racist. Even the teachers. Like when the teacher come, sometimes the counselor come and ask questions to the student, like information question. And then they all said, oh, so we have more Iraqis than Syrian. So you attacked our country, you attacked our schools, you take everything from us. They always say that to us.
They blamed you for being there.
Yeah.
I think I can imagine why you didn't stay. But what events caused you to be here?
We didn't mean to come here. We went to an assignment just for, to stay in Syria, like a green card or something. Yeah, but after that they keep calling, come and we want to hear about your stories. And we went there and we told our story. And then they called again. They said some Americans are coming and they want to see you. And they went and we went there and they asked us questions. And I think they decided to let us come here. So after that, they called again and they give us a date to come here. We was like, oh wow. We didn't mean to come here. And after that, we decided to come here because there's no future for us in Syria. So we come here.
Glad about it. So here you are now. You seem to have a bright future to be as a teacher. What should we learn from this whole story? What do you want us to know?
I want to know to be thankful for everything you have. You have safety. You have everything around you. You don't know. You live an easy life here. You didn't know what's happening in the world in another place. And yeah.
It's a good enough message.
I know it's been emotional for us up here. We've been working on this for a long time. Muster the courage to do something like this. But I imagine it's been emotional for you as well. I want you to thank them one more time, please. I think their messages for you, they put better than I can. But I want you to know why I set up this meeting for you to listen to them. The more I observe our school, the more I'm disappointed in the segregation. And it's not forced. I find so many of these students sitting in classes and I can't believe that people don't see them as a resource. They don't see them as people they can learn from. And it's a shame because here we have this microcosm of the world in our school. You talk about a grateful teacher to walk in the room and feel like here's the planet represented in my little insignificant classroom. And I suppose my point is, I'm sure you understand now, that these people are significant. And it's so easy to make immigration into some simple issue, right? Economics, okay? They're here to take our jobs or lower the price of labor. It's not completely true. A lot of people are here that have no choice in the matter, and I think the least all of us should do is learn what we can from them. And it might not be the last time I'll say it, but you guys have no idea